Welcome to Open Vibes with your host, Denmika Eugene. Good evening. We are live. Welcome to Open Vibes. And I have a very special guest. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm super stoked tonight. My sister, I wasn't going to say it. This is my sister, Schlida Young. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you. So welcome on in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. I've been trying to get her on here for months. She's kind of like a big deal, you guys. So Schlida, let's just jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about who you are and about your brand.
Who am I? Let's see. Overall, the brand that I am highlighting tonight is Fit Fab. Fit Fab is a cardio and wellness group where I host Zoom sessions, and we focus on cardio workouts, heavily around dancing and having fun, with the overall objective of just moving, making sure our heart is conditioned, staying on top of our cardio. And the overall objective is to have fun. So who am I in the space of Fit Fab? Exactly what the name says. Having fun, being fabulous, with the objective of being fit.
Excellent. So how did Fit Fab come about? Let's just, how did that come about? Okay, so first off, before we go into that, tell us a little bit about what you do for your day
job. For my day job, I am a VP of Global Technology within a financial services organization, and I spent a lot of my time working on product and development services. And yeah, so that's my day job, and that's it. Yeah.
Excellent. Hey, Tanya, thank you for joining us. So you're an engineer by day and fun, fit, and fabulous in the evening. So tell us a little bit, how did Fit Fab come about?
It came about, well, let me take a small step back. I work extremely hard, and my motto has always been work hard, play harder. And with that, I'm really, really big on experiences. And another one of my stores, she's always saying that, big on experiences. Me too. And with that, I feel like if I'm working hard, I should also do something that I really enjoy to balance it all out. So before the pandemic, I was always in my cardio classes. Even if I was stressed out, even if I was working 50 hours more, I always went to my cardio classes. Why? Because I love to dance and I love to keep my heart rate up. I love to make sure that I'm working on just conditioning. And it's so fun. It's fulfilling to the soul. So when COVID happened, things kind of came to a screeching halt. We had to do everything online. And as people shuffled from being in person to online, a lot of the gyms were trying to get things in order. We're doing that process. I wasn't getting my maximum workout. And so I was just like, you know what? I can do this. I've seen it done. I've been going to these classes for umpteen years. Mm-hmm. Why don't I take the time and build out something so that I can be accountable, so other people can enjoy it for free, and basically create a space where I know at least 3 times a week, because I'm driving it, that I can have a fun time dancing and enjoying myself. So basically, the pandemic happened in March. Mm-hmm. Several weeks I was trying to adjust to these different courses and trying to find a fitness routine that will work for me. And I did find several, because I have a lot of wonderful instructors out there. But then closer to May, that's when I started to really work on it. And so I started off developing 30 minutes and different routines, and decided to just take it to the next level, introduce it to family and friends, open up a Facebook group, and decided to just share something that I enjoy with others. And so if I can at least get one person on the call, one person dancing with me, that gives me a level of energy, and I just take it to the next level. So that's kind of how it birthed. But now I'm so committed to it, and I'm it, and I feel like other people are getting something out of it. I just want to continue it.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I absolutely loved it. I've joined the class several times. I can't come as often as I like, but I do show up. The energy is good. I mean, the routines are amazing. They're amazing. I'm just blown away. And my biggest takeaway is one of your instructors joined your class.
Yes.
Her instructor hopped on, and to that point, I even had a class with your instructor. Now that instructor is really good, and she makes you feel, very welcome to the class. It's easy, upbeat. But to me, for her to enjoy your class, and she's very consistent, I think that's pretty amazing. And the routines, how did you come about these routines, and what was that process like for you?
Sure. Can I also pause and just say thank you to my instructors, because I have so many, and I know I'm going to miss a name by trying to call them all out. But the one you're referencing is Rashida. But I have others: Casey, Mary, Everett, Jonathan, and Takia. I have some really, really cool Quinn. Some really cool instructors that they taught me some. Oh, and I can't forget Erica. I love. They taught me so much over the course of several years. And the one that comes, what she told me was, it's nice to come to a class where somebody looks like me. And she's referring to me being a full-figured woman. Mm-hmm. So to answer your original question, it takes approximately 60 to 90 minutes to learn a routine. For me, because I'm looking at a combination of things. One, I want to make sure that it's a great song. And by the way, with all of my songs, I try to do clean versions of everything because I want to put positive energy out of there. So I never sing, and I avoid anything that just is negative. So it takes me 60 to 90 minutes. I'm looking at a variety of things. Can I put some fun moves in? Can I put in moves that are repetitious in nature that people can remember, but enough variety so it's not boring? And then I also try to think of two levels: high impact, low impact. I have bad knees, so when I'm in certain classes, I can't do the high impact moves. However, I thought about that when I made my class. So when I'm doing it, I'm always calling out, this is low impact. This is the zone you should stay in unless you want to build yourself up. And then this is high impact if you want to just go that extra level and have another level of intensity. So 60 to 90 minutes overall is how long it takes to build out a routine.
Excellent. So on this session, how long are your sessions?
I've designed it to be approximately an hour. Sometimes I get overzealous. Be an hour and 5 or hour and 10, but I try not to go longer than that. And I also tell people, if you can't stay for the whole hour, stop by for 5 minutes. If you stop by for 5 minutes, great. You at least can see how things are structured, but they're designed to be an hour.
Excellent. Excellent. So real quick, let's take a moment to give some shout outs. Tanya's here. Hey, Mikhail. Shantina's here. Hey, Keisha. And Nora's here. So you gotta Tanya says she loved the classes, which is nice. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about the flow of the class. Sometimes, when people are new to the class, how can they acclimate themselves into the class, or, how do you adjust for that when they're new?
Sure. There are a variety of things that I can do when people are new. First of all, it's typically Zoom sessions. Sometimes I'll do it live, but I prefer Zoom because I want an intimate setting. Well, with Zoom, thank you, Nora. Sometimes with Zoom, people think they have to be on camera. You do not have to be on camera. That is your comfort level. If you want to show your face, which I love, great. And if you choose not to show your face, you do not have to. So that's the first thing I want to highlight. The second thing that I try to highlight is I demo the classes. I demo the moves, because there are certain things I want people to take away from each of it, each routine. Sometimes I'm focused on squatting. Sometimes I'm focused on core. Sometimes I'm focused on the arms. So I'll try to highlight those. If I have more seasoned people than new. I will also tell that person, if you want to stay behind, I can show you some of the moves if you need alternatives. I'll sometimes pick and choose demo which song I want to demo or not. I also highlight the high impact, low impact. Majority of the songs, I will always do the low impact move first, and then I'll do the high impact move second. And then if you're really listening to me, you'll see me do something with less intensity and high intensity.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other points to highlight is I always try to emphasize go at your own pace. Mm-hmm. It is about progress. None of the moves are designed to be about perfection. I heard someone say, you're really good. You know all the moves. Yes, because I have been doing it since May consistently, at least 3 times a week. So I know the moves and I've been conditioned for the moves. But that's not my objective for everyone. My objective for everyone is to come, have fun, go at your own pace, build up your momentum, find your comfort zone, and stay into it. And then the last point I want to highlight is I want to make sure people are warming up properly so they don't pull any muscles. Go on pace, and if it's going too fast for them, to just walk in place and make sure they breathe. And then more importantly, at the end, to stretch and cool down properly. So those are the 3 things: warm up, go at your own pace, and then stretch and cool down. So that's the class is set up. And I always tell people, you can come late, you can leave early. If you can't stay for the whole time, I'd rather have you for 5 minutes than not at all.
Now, about the classes, is this membership? Is it, how are you doing these classes?
Good question. Because I love to dance, and it is a blessing for me to dance and just have fun, they are free. I do not have any goal or objective at all whatsoever to charge for something like this. This is designed to be free. This was birthed out of COVID, but it was also birthed out of passion. And I want to share something I enjoy with others. So it's a blessing to have anyone come to my classes. So they will always be free.
Nice. I absolutely love it. So during the classes, and it definitely is go at your own pace. I sometimes just have it like half a screen, but I never leave feeling like I've pushed myself just enough, and I never leave feeling like, ooh, I don't want to go back, because it's times where you can go into a workout class or into a fitness routine and you feel like that really pushed me over edge. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I've never felt that way leaving your class. I've always felt like I got a great workout. The energy was high. So the dance routine, I don't move like that. And it's pretty impressive because I'm like, I didn't know you could move like that, Schlida.
I've been moving like that since I was 10 years old.
So let's go back to those moves. Okay. Yeah. When did you know you loved dance? When did you fall in love with dance?
It's interesting. I feel like this goes back to the 80s. Now I'm aging myself. This goes back to the 80s. Do you remember we went to some party? To answer that question, yes. Please like, share, comment. The Fun Fit Fab Cardio and Wellness Group. I want any and everyone to join. If you feel like they're great individuals and they will want to enjoy the workout, everyone is welcome. So definitely, I welcome strangers to the class, even if I don't know them. So to answer the question, when did I fall in love with dancing? I don't know exactly when, but I can tell you when I noticed other people noticed it. Do you remember when we were young, we went to somebody's birthday party or some event?
A dance club, like for Easter?
Yeah, something like that. And I won a dance contest, and I was 10, and I won a dance contest
for that.
And I was supposed to be in a kiddie disco commercial or something. And we went, and nothing ever came from the commercial. But that's when Mom noticed that I liked it. And I was thinking, yeah, I like to dance. So that's when people became aware. And so anytime we do a function or something and I'm dancing, she always hyped me up. Like Mom would be in the background hyping me up like the hype weekend. So that's when it was an awareness that it was a passion.
Nice. She definitely is the ultimate hype queen.
Yes, Mom.
Because I probably couldn't I remember though.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So just to know, I don't know if people on here from wherever, but in Detroit, there used to be this place called the Dancery. And Schlida, um, we would actually break curfew because not that we were doing anything wrong, but it was Schlida who had to be the last one on the dance floor. I was ready to go. It was her, and she was the driver.
Yes.
So she would actually break curfew, and not that we ever was out doing anything wrong, but it was strictly dancing. It was
Yeah.
all dancing.
Yes. And my rationale, and I don't think I've ever expressed this to mom the way I'm about to say it, but my rationale was, I'm giving you 4.0 GPA. If this is my one vice, I don't have any other vice. If this is one vice that I can't get home on time because I'm out dancing, then so be it. And I think mom understood it. She fussed at us, but I don't know. Every weekend it was the same thing. She said, be home by X time. And whatever X time is, I would be home 30 minutes later because I couldn't leave.
I don't feel like I ever got in trouble for it. Schlida did because she was the driver. I was just going for the ride.
Yeah, I had a problem. She never, and bless mom for that. I really appreciate it because she never punished me for it. She still allowed me to keep going out. I remember she used to say, "Call if you're gonna be late," and I'm thinking, "This is Detroit. I'm not calling."
Well, we didn't have cell phones like we do now.
Yes.
We didn't have cell phones. There were pay phones.
Yes, and I'm not pulling over to get on a payphone to say I'm late. No.
No, not that time of night or morning.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you said it's kind of like your vice or your almost, an addiction for you. But it's almost like, is it more, do you feel like you're more in tune with your true self when you're dancing? And explain that for us.
It is definitely a euphoria that connects me to the one source of God. It is a level of balance with joy, happiness, and harmony, all wrapped up in one. And to be able to have it after every workout, I'll tell Franklin, my love, I'll say, I feel like a brand new penny. Everything is just balanced out. Like I can have a hard day and then to be able to go work out and to just release all these endorphins and to be in the moment. And it's just beautiful. And two things is like doing it remote is so beautiful, but to be in a class, which I do believe at some point I probably would start teaching in classes. I've already Rashida put that bug in my ear. Like she said, you should teach in class. And I actually can see it because when you're working out and you're in the zone, and like Casey, one of my favorite instructors, she had the first row ladies. When we're working out and we get in sync and align and we're on the same beat and we're just giving all this positive energy, it's a connection that's like no other. So whether it's with people or me just being centered and connected to God, it is truly living in the moment of having this wonderful experience. Wow. To be able to share that with others and to be able to do it at least 3 times a week is definitely my drug of choice. So,
wow, I absolutely love it. Tanya said, can you share what you recommend participants bring to your class?
Yes, an open mind, a willingness to try something new, bottled water, a towel, and pace yourself. Those are some of the things, and expect the unexpected, because most people keep saying, I wasn't expecting that. And I'm like, yeah, we're about to bring it. But it's also the open mind is you go at your own pace. Again, progress, not perfection. I say that all the time. I might say that 2 or 3 more times on this call. But that's what you should bring to class.
Excellent. So you even had, like my daughters, their grandmother, she participated and she was coming regularly. I think things are, she has some things going on, so she hasn't probably been.
Yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday, honey. I don't know what you're talking about. Miss Barbara be showing up.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And she's consistent with it. And it's something that she's found. It's got her moving. It's got her energetic. She told me I absolutely love Shalida's class. So that's a beautiful thing. So what kind of songs? Let's talk about these songs. What kind of songs, if someone shows up, they expect?
Let me go to my playlist. It's a variety. First of all, I pick songs based off of how they move me, how I connect to them. So I like everything from your classic hip hop, old school R&B, Afro beats. Oh, Afro beats does it for me. Just everything about Afro beats. Salsa. I love salsa, merengue, that whole space there. So there is an influence of Zumba-like moves, just because I've been to so many Zumba classes. But there's a heavy influence of hip hop, R&B, pop. So you'll get a variety. Let's see what's in the playlist right now. Sawiti, she's one of my favorites right now with That's My Type, Tap In. One of my favorites too that I'm really surprised by is Wow by Paul Malone. We do fans. We do this Morris Day move. And I wasn't sure people liked it, and I remember asking which song would you guys prefer, because we were running out of time, and they picked that one. I'm like, okay. So Babysitters and Q, Lil Jon is in Q, Chris Brown is in Q, Cardi B of course is in Q, and Beyonce. Of course, you got to have Beyonce in the mix because she got a bazillion songs out there. Was in Q. So those are just some of the other ones that I have.
Excellent. I love it. So, to get into this mindset, what do you recommend that people can do to really, because, sometimes it's hard for people to say, I'm going to start doing this. What can you share for people to get into the mindset of really making this a consistent part of their life?
Show up. That's the short answer. The longer answer is come with an open mind. Don't worry about everything that's coming at you, because some people, like even in the, a typical class when you go to the gym, some people say they don't come back because everybody in the class, they know the moves. The moves is they've been coming for years. So for again, progress, not perfection. So if this is your first time seeing it, it typically takes anywhere from 5 to 8 sessions before you start anticipating and knowing the flow of the moves. So show up, be consistent. If you can't make it, don't be hard on yourself. Just show up when you can, and get your own level of accountability. Even if it's not with my class, which of course I would love more people to attend my class, but whatever you do for a fitness routine, show up even when you're tired, because you can talk yourself out of working out. And I've been there before, but just show up and just say, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. And once you get into that 5 minutes, you can make it work and do it. And how do you stay the course and work out consistently? Accountability. You have to have an accountability partner. You have to well, first of all, you should be your accountability partner, your own accountability partner. You should set alarms for yourself. You should put it on your calendar. You should put it on your refrigerator, whatever is going to be the mechanism to remind you. For me, I spam people and I have to constantly keep saying, are you guys okay if I email you or text you? I have the Fit Fab Cardio Wellness group that I also put reminders on. 15 to 20 people that I remind every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they want the reminders. They say, even if I can't come, just keep reminding me. So if somebody needs that for my class, I'll be more than happy. But give yourself reminders. And also, when you get ready for a gym class, 2 tips here. If it's at home, start prepping 45 minutes to an hour before. Why? Because if you start prepping when it's time to get dressed, it's going to take you 15, 20 minutes at least to get dressed, to put on your shoes, grab your water, grab your towel, get into the mindset. Do you have on the right workout gear? Should you be wearing shoes? Are you in a space that you need to have your shoes off and things like that? So it's a mindset. It's almost like meal prep. You know how you it makes it easier to just go. Same, have your stuff ready. Now, so that's for online. If you're in person, packing your clothes at night. I never, ever, ever pack my clothes during the day. When I'm ready to walk out the door, I pack it at night. I have it ready. I have my bag by the door because that's one less thing I do. If I leave my workout clothes at home, that's going to mess up my whole day. So yourself accountability, do little things to cheat and prepare, prep, reminders, get someone who can be your accountability partner to say, hey, did you just show up? Some of my sorority sisters, we just decided that we want to start incorporating lifting weights because I haven't been lifting weights due to time. But now we're about to be accountable for each other. There's 4 of us, and we already decided before the new year kicks in, we're going to be accountable. And they're going to be checking in with me. And I know they are because of some other things that I've seen them do for each other and for us. So accountability.
Okay, so Tanya asks, how often do you switch songs in your playlist, and how do you decide which songs to add?
I take good question. I take suggestions. I actually have a backlog of suggestions for myself and others. I have about 10 or 15 different songs that people, and a couple from you, D'Amica, that are on the list. But the way the songs make it into rotation is based off of how I'm feeling at that time and the energy that it brings me. So I have about 2 or 3 songs right now I've been working on for several weeks. But I haven't finished the routines because they haven't moved me yet. I need to get the right movement for them. So when something grabs my attention and I can just go through it, I'll add it. I also try to think about the flow. For the most part, I have about 2 or 3 songs that are extremely high tempo that's going to take your heart rate all the way up. Prefer to keep it at a medium flow, a little bit high, medium type thing. And then I have a few slow ones that'll bring your heart rate down. So when I'm thinking about songs to put in queue, I'm thinking about, okay, which category will it feel? Is it low, medium, high? And I have a lot of high ones in backlog, so I can't just pull all those and have a class where everyone is on 10 because that's just not a good way to enjoy the classes. How do I decide? Like right now, remember I was saying that I started off with 30 minutes, an hour and maybe 15, hour and 20 worth of music. So depending on my mood, I would rotate certain songs in and out. Like Lil Jon and Chris Brown, they're 2 in rotation right now. They both are high impact. I will only play one of those. Or is a song where I'm like, okay, well, that one is not feeling it on the fly. I'm like, okay, I'm going to skip that one. Or go to another one, depending on who's on the call. And some people will give me their feedback about what they like. And if I know somebody say, that's my favorite song, I'll make sure I play that one over another one. So that's how I decide what's in queue and what's out.
Okay, nice. So you guys, for the record as well, like she said about these routines, show up, you will learn the routine. I flop around like a fish out of water. So I will learn the routines. But for somebody who doesn't dance all the time, I mean, like I dance around the house, but like I'm not a dancer. Schlida is the dancer. You will learn routines, so don't let that discourage you. And if you say, send me a message if I'm on the Zoom call the hour working out and be like, hey, I'm not dancing that well, or I need some help. I'm the bad dancer on the call.
Just to add to that, again, progress, not perfection. No one is a dancer. I would say find your rhythm and what works for you. And also, when there's several other people, they're in their zones. They may not see you. Another thing to point out, the count is usually 4 or 8 count. And I tell you most of the songs, this is a 4 count. This is an 8 count. I count a lot through the entire sessions because I want you to know that something is about to change. So I constantly keep counting for you. Now, if I was in person, I would probably count less because you can kind of pick up that cue a little bit better. The counting also helps you to stay on beat and to know we are about to switch. How do you sign up? Hey, Dean, I love you. Fun Fit Fab Cardio Wellness is a group that I have. That's one way to sign up. I can also text you and give you more details. I put out event reminders I usually try to do it the day before, but event reminders where you can actually say you're interested in coming or you're definitely coming, and then that way I can kind of track who will and will not be there. But that's how you sign up.
Yeah, so Shantina, you can sign up, and it is all virtual. It is free, and we'll make sure you guys have all the information. When we and Jerona said, "Hello, cousin. Need motivation. This is good. Thank you."
Yes, I'll definitely make sure you guys sign up and have the content. Again, and while we're talking, you're more than welcome. Fun Fit Fab Cardio and Wellness. Thank you, fans.
So Lisa and Selena will be in there. Do you allow guests to teach your classes? Lisa is asking for a friend.
That's a wonderful compliment. I haven't and allowed that only because there hasn't been a need, and because it's also something I'm enjoying. But I've received some feedback on people like wanting to add certain moves, like, oh, can you make sure you do this move? So I usually incorporate that feedback. If there's someone who wants to do a song, I can be open to that. There's always space for variety. So the way this is me brainstorming off the cuff because I haven't really thought about that. But what I would suggest is if there's somebody who really wants to teach or show a song, let's discuss offline. I will have to see if it fits the entire vibe of what I'm doing, and we can take it from there. But I am definitely open. They're more than welcome to inbox me and we can discuss it. I'm not a dancer, but I'm interested. You do not have to be a dancer. The designs are not necessary. We're doing a whole bunch of dance moves, but they're not designed for you to be this grandiose dancer. They're designed for it to be fun. So when we're doing certain moves, if you are doing it and you can't get it exactly right, but you find your rhythm, I'm more so concerned about you having fun, and that you're moving and that you're going at a pace that's good for you. Certain moves will come easy to you. Some are a little bit more complicated, but 4 count, 8 count. So you're more than welcome to find your rhythm, your pace. And I want you to walk away feeling like, okay, I did my best based off of my zone.
Excellent. So, you are welcome, Nora. Yes, and that's what it's about. She found a niche in during the virus or during the pandemic that she's sharing with everyone. So you are more than welcome to join her.
Yes.
And why? Thank you, Lindsay.
That's because you haven't shown up. That's why I'm always harassing you. So Denise talking about, she's one of the people that I spam, but she's in a part of a big group that I send it to daily. So I'm always fussing at you. So you're different because you're my older sister. You do need to show up. So
and we want to give you an early birthday shout out, Denise. Tomorrow's Denise's birthday.
Happy birthday.
She on that hill. So I know. So hey, we need to be dancing. So happy birthday, and we need to be dancing. Yes, we love you. So Schlida, anything else you want us to know about Fun, Fit, and Fab before we get a little bit personal? I'm gonna get all in your business.
Let's see. Again, this I do this. If I get one person on the call, we're gonna have a fabulous time. So this is about fun. This again, not perfection. This is about just having fun and being out there and having a moment where you're free to be as whatever you want to be with the song that's on and just moving. So please join me. Try it at least once. Come with an open mind. And then if this isn't right for you, or if you have feedback, I always say this: you're more than welcome to offer me feedback. If you have tone selection, I can consider it. If you are concerned about something, I want your feedback because I want to make the class better for all. So don't hesitate to tell me something or feel like I will be offended, because I won't. I have very thick skin, especially within the industry that I'm in. So I want the feedback to make it better. So that would be my takeaway. Just come, have fun, and enjoy.
I absolutely love the fact that you ask for feedback so that, it's constant improvement. And every time, when you give her feedback, she actually takes it and add it or, tweak the program to make it better. So I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
So yes, definitely. So we'll make sure you guys have all of the information that you need so that you can join the class. And this is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, correct? Monday, Wednesday, Sunday.
Yeah, so for the next week, I have a schedule out there, but the days you typically are Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:15 Central, 7:15 Eastern, and then Saturdays, they're typically 1 p.m. Central, but this Saturday is at 2 p.m. So tomorrow, 6:15 Central, Saturday, 2 p.m., and then after that, we go back to the regularly scheduled program.
Excellent. So if someone said, okay, well, we've been in the house, the pandemic is going on, I've been kind of eating terribly. Do you help people with their, possibly making a meal plan or ideas to meal prep or anything like that?
So I have the Fit Fab cardio and wellness group. I want to encourage people to talk about health on the site. I think a lot of people are shy. So that's also something I want to say. Please feel free to add comments when it comes to anything health related on the website. Let's talk about it. I don't personally help with meal plans or anything like that, but I am always thinking about better ways to eat and do better. So if somebody has any questions and we open up a dialogue on the website, on the link, I'll be more than happy to provide insight there. Yeah.
Okay. So right now it's a closed group on Facebook, but
it's open now. I switched it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And may I say that, please? So originally I opened up the site and it was private just because it was just my comfort zone. And then I realized it would probably add more value to Facebook and people that want to join. So I closed the private one and opened up and made it public. So if you've gotten a second invite, you're like, well, I was already in this group. No, right one is Fit Fab, Cardio and Wellness. The other one, I believe it was called Fit Fab Family, but this was Cardio and Wellness. So yes.
Excellent. So through the pandemic, it's been the dancing. That's what's kept you grounded and sound and
yes, all of that. This has been my sanity. Working crazy hours, but no matter what, I pause. I'm accountable. I show up, have fun, and then I'll go back to work if I have to, or I'll go back to doing whatever I need to do. But it has kept me centered and definitely connected.
Good. So do you think eventually maybe you can add a piece for meditation or something like that? Maybe like a 30-minute meditation, or maybe, at some point in time later on, or what are your plans for the group?
With feedback and for those that are showing up, I am more than willing to make adjustments. Someone did ask if I can do more stretching at the end to tie into yoga. I'm a novice to yoga, but obviously stretching is something that is done because you're working out. You need to stretch at the end. So if there's a need or a desire, I can extend it for another 5 or 10 minutes and we can heavily focus on stretching. I do it a little bit. There are a couple of lunge moves we do that we stretch out the body at the end. But if there's a true desire, I'm more than open to that. Or if somebody wanted to do meditation, because I am really big on meditation, I could end the session and then we can spend X amount of time doing meditation. But it would have to be some individuals that want to show up to participate in that. But I'm open to it.
Sounds good. All right. So I have a 2-part question for you, and this kind of is a little bit more personal. So what I've noticed about you kind of throughout our journeys and our lives, I've always noticed that people struggle with identity. My personal observation about you is that you've never really had that struggle. Why do you believe that is?
I always have to, when I respond to a question like this, I have to start off by using the word humble. I've just been very humbly aware of who I am.
Mhm.
I considered it a blessing, and I've just always been tapped into my center in a way where I understand and know the core values that I want for my life. And I've always just been very centrally focused on it. Even in high school, I think high school is when I became very aware of it. It was there prior to it because I have a very, and everybody that knows me knows this, I have a very strong personality. And some people say it's stubbornness, but it's not stubbornness. Is my core that you're when you can't get me to move is because I'm aligned to my core values. So to have that and to be very aware of that in high school, my esteem has always been very high. Some people can be offended by it because I heard a comment that is not me at all, that I can come off arrogant or cocky. Is not. It's just that humbly
That from me.
in my core. So
Mhm.
I just consider it a blessing that God allowed me to tap into at a very young age. So being to have it and to be aware of it is also is a wonderful opportunity to help other people find their path to it as well. So with that awareness is when I see other people who's trying to find their center and core, actually have to say something to them to hopefully help them stay grounded in who they are. But I don't know how to explain it. It's more so just a blessing that's been given to me that I've been able to tap into at a very young age.
Excellent. So you are grounded in Christ. When did you discover that that is your main source? When did you discover your relationship with God?
Um, I don't. Well, it's two stories, and hopefully, let me see how much time we get. Okay, so one is a very interesting story. I was in I was in elementary school, and I had a dream about God. The image of Him was this tall, black, bald man in a white linen suit that had this essence around him. The aura was shining off. And he came to me in the dream, and I just remember being so in awe. And I knew it was God. You cannot tell me to this day that that was not God. And
Okay.
it was my first like, oh, okay. Fast forward, we went to St. Juliana. So we went to a Catholic school because that was one of the best schools in that area, and start really getting aligned and learning about Christianity, and again, it was from a lens of being a Catholic. But what that allowed me to do is it set a foundation for me to start gaining perspective. And during that foundation, what I started to do that has stuck with me to this day is my prayer is this extensive prayer that I do every single night. I can probably name on my hands how many times I haven't done it due to like being sick or something like that. But it's this extensive prayer where I'm praying for my extended family, my siblings, my mom, and then I go into very specific, and then I also go into those that I encounter over the course of the day. And this is extended prayer. So I started tapping into it at an early age, and then so it was progressive. My biggest takeaway, it was progressive. It wasn't this aha moment. It was more progressive in nature. But I do remember being in high school and praying that I want more of my family members aligned to the will of God and to be connected to a church in some way, shape, or form. So it started at a very young age.
Amen. Amen. That's amazing and beautiful because you've always been very centered, very grounded. So why do you believe that you've never allowed the environment or the culture to limit your potential?
Um, that a variety of reasons. One, I learned from the mistakes of others. Everybody knows growing up in Detroit, you see a variety of things on every spectrum of the scale. You see so much.
Mhm.
were seeing at a young age people that were wholesome people that allow drugs to impact them, or wholesome individuals that allow a situation to change the course of who they were. I learned from that. I remember that I used that when I'm in college or was going through different things. And I just used that as what I didn't want to be. But I also looked at them in regards to what I saw the good in each individual. And like, that's what I want to tap into. That's what I want to be. And so I use that to be a beacon for me for growth in general. So my thing is, I'm not going to introduce something into my space that I know is going to hinder me so bad that I can't course correct. Mm-hmm. So I can course correct from some cookies because that's my weakness and my pleasure. I can't course correct from cocaine.
Yeah.
And my thing is, and this might be a tangent, but I know my vice, my weakness, cookies. And if the addiction to cookies is as serious as it is to cocaine, I couldn't do it because it would take me so far off. I would be really connected in a way that would not be beneficial to mental.
Definitely. So Michael Anthony said, people are afraid of strength. I definitely believe that. Sometimes they don't realize or know how strong they are. Or maybe they do, and it overwhelms them. So they back away from it and they'd rather succumb to the culture or the environment.
Yeah. I can add something to that. Recognizing that, and again, this is coming from a humble space of recognition. Knowing that, especially when I show up into meetings, knowing that, especially when I encounter certain people that are on different levels of their personal growth. First of all, I want to say this: you should always let your light shine. But I also understand some people cannot handle the light that is shining on them when your energy is hitting up against theirs. They cannot handle it. So I always think you should let your light shine. But I understand when you're interacting with certain individuals, you have to kind of introduce them to you at a pace that they can understand and relate to, so that they're not overwhelmed. For me to get there, but I feel like I'm in a space now where when I understand or see an individual struggling, whatever it is, my objective is to make sure I can connect with them so that I can maximize their skill set, whether it's at work or I'm somewhere else, so I can maximize the interaction that I have with them at that moment in time. So even though I have a very strong personality, or it may come off a particular way, just being able to recognize everyone is not at that same path at that moment in time, and just try to connect to them wherever they are, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. And that's exactly why, Open Vibes is here, because we all have these huge, enormous gifts from God. And I just believe our gifts are so powerful that we don't know how to use them all the time. So what happens is we end up bumping when we should be interlinking them and connecting the gifts. Yeah. And the gifts are, we just have to know what our gifts are and understand that, we have a greater purpose, and it is to interlink. Yeah. Lisa said, drop them nuggets, Sam. I love it. They have showed up for you today. So, we've covered the dance, we've covered the model. Why do you believe people need the gifts that you bring, Schlida?
That goes back to the gifts that God gives us all. All of us have a different purpose in this space that we're in right now. We all have different gifts to bring, and they're designed to be interconnected in a way where everybody is being uplifted together. So when you think of it from that perspective, and you tap into whatever your gift is, if you're using your gift to help others in some way, shape, or form, they're going to grow. And then while you're trying to reach out and connect with them, they're going to teach you something in the same space. They're going to teach you something. So it becomes this give and take with a positive flow. When you have a gift and you don't share it, I think that is one of the saddest things ever, because everyone has something they can tap in and give. And when you're doing it and you're giving your gift, whether it's singing or giving a speech or doing someone's hair or helping somebody change a flat because you're really good with your hands, or you're helping somebody paint their house, or whatever your gift or your lane is, when you're doing it, it just feels good to the soul. And then when it's received, even if you don't get anything back, it just feels so good. And to see somebody smile, or be able to take advantage of it in a way to help them, that's all here for. And if everybody is doing that, it just becomes this overwhelming abundance of joy, and really a unitedness that for all. And I sincerely do believe that.
I believe that wholeheartedly. It becomes a high vibration. It's almost like an ongoing and continuous celebration of purpose.
Yes.
Definitely. So if the audience could walk around your home, what clues would it reveal about who you are?
Ooh, right now, that is not a oh my goodness. Okay, so for the most part, the circle that's close to me knows we recently purchased property, and because I've been working crazy hours and studying, my stuff is all chaotic. It's been chaotic for 3 months, so now I have time to focus on it and get it in order. This room is in order because this is the room I'm in most of the time, but I will reveal, like, what have you been doing? That's what they probably say. What have you been doing? But I know what I've been doing, been studying and getting things in order. So now it just shows that this is a house that's in transition, a house that is shifting from a house to a home. There are still moving boxes around. So that's what it would say today. 3 months, thank you. 3 months from now, once we get rid of all these boxes, or at least when I get rid of mine, it will be a home. So it's a moment of transition. That's what it would say.
Nice, and it comes at the right time, because I think overall, we're all shifting and transitioning for the next phase. So it's a really time for that transition. Yeah. Do you have an alter ego?
I don't think so. BFFs, because I got 2 BFFs. Joe, she has one, and she calls. I was like, "Oh, I need to come up with one." I don't know if I have one. I'll probably have to ask my circle.
I think your alter ego come up when you dance. Like, you are a totally different like it's
insane. You are right. Okay, I might have to give it a name. You are so right. Because you know what? Most people at my job, they don't see what they see, and they will never see that. And so they probably be like, wait, that's not Schlida. I don't know who you're talking about. But so you're right. You are so right.
So I'm her sister. And when I saw her do them routines, I said, okay, that's what we're doing now. So, and she took us to this class, and Schlida has shoes for this. She brought her shoes and everything. So this is your lane. I absolutely love it. I love it. Right. What desires keep tugging at your heart, Schlida?
Desires. Honestly, at this, it's so interesting. And this is, and I noticed this with the move, accumulating so much stuff, the move, and then you start purging. I desire less, not more. I don't need more stuff. I don't need to live above my means. I want to live below my means. I want to enjoy experiences. I desire to have harmony and balance. So even when I was just talking about the transition, that's a focus right now, to purge a lot of I purged a lot before moving, but I'm going to purge more. And that's my objective, to have less, so that the space is just clean, open, and harmony. So, and I feel like I'm in that space now. So I want to continue to be in that space.
I love that. So what do you secretly love about yourself?
Wow. I don't think I ever thought about that. Let's see. Secretly love about myself. I actually, that's funny. Let me see. I would say secretly love. It goes back to the same thing of sharing gifts.
Okay.
Able to share knowledge and wisdom, and that's a phrase that came from the nonprofit that I have. I love to share and to give away gifts like that. So what I mean by that is when I say giveaway, if I see someone struggling with something, or somebody comes to me, because a lot of people just come to me and ask me for my opinion, and I'll give it, and I try to come from a space of, I believe this will give you a nugget to help guide you on your path. Do with it what you will. So that God uses me in that way to help someone else. And then, again, in a moment of sharing, I also get something back with something they'll say to me, and here's the real blessing. Years later, they'll say, you said this. And I'm like, dang, I needed to hear that right now. That's when it becomes really powerful. So I would say that's what I love about myself. I have an itch or an urgency when I see something and want to help someone. We love that about myself.
Excellent. I love that. Okay, so if you were to write a book, what would it be about?
I used to want to write this book called Thinking of Utopia. And the whole premise, I don't see me writing it because I just don't see me sitting still long enough to do it. But the whole premise of it is focusing on the way things are and being on the journey. Life is a journey, not a destination. So when I'm thinking of utopia, I'm really on the journey in that moment, achieving utopia.
Oh, wow.
On words, you're thinking of what you want to be, and you're kind of in that moment, and it's something that's attainable. It's nothing that's far-fetched. It's about the things, because we all have that utopianism around us. We just have to see it for what it is right there in front of us. So
I think you definitely should write it. I really do. Because, it's so powerful that so many people today don't understand the power of manifestation, or they don't understand that you have what you speak. The power of life or death is in the tongue. You speak it, it manifests. So many people don't believe that that's a thing, or they've never heard it, or they don't understand it. I think that's definitely a tool that could be passed down generation to generation.
That's a good point. I don't know if I had the patience to write it though.
Talk it out. Do it virtually. Everything is virtual now. Do a time capsule, right? Talk it out.
Hey, that's a good point. Good point.
Yeah. Do it. Okay, so tell us 3 fun facts about you.
3 fun facts. 3 fun. I love sci-fi, but I don't like anything scary. Everybody knows me. I'm big on sci-fi. I am addicted to audiobooks. I am addicted. And when I realized how bad, I think I've listened to over the course of 2 years, maybe 3. It's not quite 3. I know it's not. I've listened to over 200 and about 80 books. That's my addiction. And then the fun fact, you already know the dancing, so I got to give something. Oh, here's one. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. Let's see. I don't like to cook. I like to eat, but I don't like to cook. That's the other one.
I don't know. I didn't get that gift either. I don't like it.
I can cook.
I like to cook. We can cook. I like to cook for the family for like a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't like to cook. I just like to eat. That's 3 fun facts.
Okay, love that. So, what would you leave the people with? What do you have to share and leave them with?
Well, okay, before I do want to say thank you for having me. I so appreciate this moment in time to share the space with you. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I'm grateful.
I think that's I was going to say something else, but I think that's the thing I want to leave people with. A moment of thankfulness and gratitude, just constantly, even when you're having stressful days, to wake up thinking, okay, this is what I'm grateful for. This is why I'm doing this. This is what I'm thankful for. And even when you're having those moments, because I had one recently when I was studying for something, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's taking up all my time. And I'm like, wait, this is a blessing. And to flip that and really focus on just being grateful and thankful that the blessing was given to me, and even asking God for forgiveness for even just being in that negative space for a second. So I want to leave people with being grateful and thankful for the things that we have, because if we really look back and count, we have a lot. We have a lot.
Yes. Excellent. So I'm really grateful for that. That's definitely a blessing to share, and to be able to acknowledge that, hey, we're privy to so much. So I appreciate you sharing this time and space. This has been a beautiful conversation, and definitely you have to come back and give more and share more because this has been wonderful, wonderful for me. And I'm just grateful that, I get to interview these wonderful people, but most of all, these people are in my inner circle. So that's a major blessing. So thank
Thank
you
you.
for your time. I don't take it lightly. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Thank you for sharing this with us and being a part of Open Vibes on this evening. This is a special episode. You can catch us on Roku, the Creative Motion Network, as well on YouTube and right here on Facebook. So you guys have a wonderful and blessed night.